Listen, man, oh man, oh man, that was an epic game. Ace Bailey put on an epic performance, his second go around for the Utah Jazz. I know people was a little alarmed, his first game, but I wasn't too alarmed. I mean, because the shots looked pretty good. He. You see that this guy's going to be an unbelievable scorer. Just give this guy some time. The Utah Jazz pulled out an epic game. I know that this is summer league. We're gonna get into Sensabaugh. This guy right here is the truth. I mean, this guy was cooking. I mean, he had a full grill. But this guy was it Jackson from the Memphis Grizzlies. This guy almost ended them. GG Jackson, foot on the line. We almost had overtime. I mean, get the popcorn. I thought we was gonna be around for another couple more minutes, but the Utah Jazz was able to hold serve. Now, Ace Bailey coming off his first game with only 8 points, he comes back with 18 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and I like the way that he did it. I think that was key. The way he played pretty spectacular. I thought that everything just looked a little bit easy for Ace Bailey. I mean, the first game, it seemed like he was, I wouldn't say a struggle, but he was pressing. Even this game right here, the first possession, I thought that was a little bit too erratic. The way he just went up and went straight to the rim and the ball didn't even hit anything. So Ace Bailey clearly needs to work on his shot selection, and that's not a bad thing. That's just to perfect all of his looks. He has another game. I wonder if they're going to play Ace Bailey against this Oklahoma City Thunder team, because they do have an epic game Friday against the Charlotte Hornets. That's going to be special. Ace Bailey, in my humble opinion, just give this guy some time. The Utah Jazz, they believe in him. You just see the way everybody talks about him. So they see it in practice, so they have to see it on the floor. And it looked like this game, he was a little bit more relaxed, calm, cool, collective. He didn't feel like he needed to jump out the window. And at times, that's where he can get into his most, I would say, trouble on the floor, where he can run into some dilemmas. He's too talented. Let the game come to him. And if you're Isaiah Collier, that's your job. You tasked to get this guy some good looks. You gotta get this guy the ball. And I thought tonight they did a better job with finding him. I like what I seen from everybody played well. Cody Williams is a kid who I believe is gonna do something. But like I said, the real star was Sensabaugh. 37 points. I mean, this guy is an all out shooter. Sensabaugh, So I mean, I may not be pronouncing it correctly. Everybody pronounces it differently. Sensabaugh, this guy is just the truth. I mean, this guy is the truth, man. 37. You would have thought he was the top pick. All of these guys are going to be playing for Utah. That's what I find the most intriguing. Oftentimes in the summer league, you see a starting five. This is just some people that ain't no names. They're going to be out the league next week. This very well. We looking at a little bit of arguably, possibly the starting five. Ace Bailey's starting. Collier is starting. You know, um, you got to throw Keontae George in there at the two. Um, Cody Williams is starting. So we got to figure out. And the Utah, they got a lot. What is Utah doing? What's happening? They got more veterans on the squad. What are they doing with Walker Kessler? What are they doing with Laurie Markkinen? That's the next evolution of this basketball team. On what's next for the further. But like I said, this game was exciting. I like how it was prime time. It didn't upset. This was the best summer league game, probably so far. With the like I said, the end with almost overtime with a foot on the line. That's special. Because we could have had overtime. and we didn't. And they went to the. It was so it was so fake to me. I thought it was fake the way he just caught the ball. They pat through him and he just launched that. Give GG Jackson credit. These guys got experience. And you see it with these 2 year guys. Even Isaiah Collier. Isaiah Collier, he looks a lot more relaxed, calm, cool. And the way he's just playing, he's strong as I don't know what Collier. So he's a guy who is looking like they giving him the keys in Utah. They're gonna allow him to develop. And a lot of players, a lot of teams don't get that opportunity. So give credit to Utah for embracing this youth movement. They don't have one foot in and one foot out. The only reason why Laurie Markkinen and Kessler, I believe, is still on the team is because they haven't figured out the right move for him. I know Walker Kessler. I think that's the player that I think the Lakers want. You got a lot of people holding out just in case some of these people become available. I'm not so much sure with Laurie, but teams could use Laurie Markkinen. If you Miami, you could use Laurie. Laurie Markkinen fits in a lot of different places. He's a go-to guy for you. He could be a good, number two option. So I mean, there's a lot of areas and a lot of teams, who could use Laurie Markkinen. Y'all go down in the chat right now. Do you see them moving Laurie Markkinen? And do you see them moving on from Kessler? And if so, where they going? That's key. Um, Listen, Utah, they got another game, like I said, against OKC. But the real fireworks is against Charlotte on Friday. In not they leaving Salt Lake, they going to Las Vegas. And I'm anticipating, a heavyweight game. When you discussing TJ, when we discussing Con Knipple, McKinley, these guys are ballers, and I can't wait to see where the Hornets are at because they have a really good, talented, crop of young talent, and I want to see them, hit somebody with it, and let's see if Utah can, stand that test, and let's see if Charlotte can stand that test. Because you got two things working at one time. You got Charlotte, probably the more experienced team, probably if you want to say more talented, who knows? But then you got Utah, the young team who has been playing for a couple of games and rolling into Vegas in rhythm. So we have to really monitor that game, and we will be keeping our eyes, ears, and antennas on the situation. I'm gonna leave it at that. It's Flight Sports TV. Ace Bailey tonight. He balled out. You give him credit. He continues to show people why he is who he is. He's gonna be arguably the rookie of the year, and it's gonna be off these shots that he can make. He's one of the tough shot makers we have in the NBA, and he's just a rookie. So give credit. I repeat, Bailey had 18 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, all in 34 minutes. Cody Williams, 18 points. Kyle with 11 and 13. Sensabaugh, pardon me, 37 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. And Isaiah Collier, 13 points. We have Walter Clayton tonight, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Look how he just infects winning. And shout out to Harkless giving us 9. I'm going to leave it at that. Shout out to all my Jazz fans all around the world. It's Flight Sports TV. Peace and love.